What's up guys, Rex here with MicroAI and welcome to the first video in our security tutorial. Today we're going to be going over security with Linux. Now MicroAI Security is an edge AI developed to monitor specific hardware and network channels on your edge device. Now our primary motive is to monitor IoT devices that are on the endpoints, but just so you know, MicroAI Security can be scaled up to bigger operating systems. So we can scale it up to a Linux server or scaled all the way down to a MPU device, for example, like a Raspberry Pi. Anything that's running Linux or Linux ARM. We have executables and binaries for both those operating systems. But today, really quickly, in this short video, I'm going to show you how to create a profile for security on your Launchpad account, and then how to start security on your Linux device. So we'll go to the screen here. Here, I'm already logged into my Launchpad account. If you don't know how to make a Launchpad account, we do have a video on how to do that. It'll be in the description below. And it's really simple to set up. But if you want to watch a video on how to do it, go ahead. Or you can refer to our documentation at docs.micro.ai. We have detailed documentation on how to do all these things as well. So what I'm going to do is, I'm on the Launchpad homepage. I'm going to come down here to where we see the button that says Add Profile. And so here we're going to create a unique profile name. It could be whatever you want. I just recommended something that's easy to remember. So I'm going to call this My Linux Security. Then we choose our use case. It's already on security and monitoring, but for future videos, you can see we have also asset performance monitoring as well. But today we're just going to do security and monitoring. The short description, you can describe the device if you want to. I'm not going to do that today. And then you can enter tags. And so you can have different tags for different devices, so they're kind of organized some way. Just so you know, if you create a security profile, you can have multiple devices running MicroAI Security under that one profile. This is just the profile where they're all organized at. So I have this here. If you want to upload an image of your device, you can do that. I'm just going to leave it as a default. I'm going to go ahead and click Next. And so here, with security and monitoring, we don't disclose the channels that we're monitoring because that would be a security risk. So really all you have to do is look at the health groups, AI generals, and the Y code. So health groups is just how the health score is calculated. I'm not going to go into too much detail for each parameter because that would take a while to explain it all. You can refer to all these parameters either in Launchpad itself, where we have these help icons, or you can go to docs.micro.ai and see a description of the parameters for each use case there as well. So here we have parameters for health group. I'm going to not touch any of those. Here, AI generals, we have some drop downs for AI training. So AI general, we have training seconds, we have AI nominal, we have training seconds here. So this is the only parameter I'm going to touch today. So training seconds for AI general and training seconds for AI nominal, if you change those at all, just make sure that they are the same value. So right now we have training seconds in AI general as 300 seconds, and then we have 300 for AI nominal. Now, when I show you guys and I train MicroAI Security on my Linux device, I'm not going to keep you guys here for 5 minutes. So I'm just going to shorten this down to, let's say, 50. So we'll do 50 seconds of training, like that. And that should be set there. I'm going to go ahead and click Save. Save my device profile. Next. Okay, so here, this is where the payment is. And so you can read all these descriptions here on Launchpad, but we give you kind of a fixed storage rate, fixed monthly rate, and if you go past that storage rate, it's just calculated per kilobyte of data. Now remember, we process all the data on the edge. We're trying to reduce how much data is sent to the cloud. That is our whole goal. We want to be able to have the AI and all the data being processed directly on the IoT device at the endpoint. And so we are really trying to reduce your cloud storage costs with MicroAI. So, but let's go ahead and set this up here. I'm going to apply my promo code because I work for MicroAI. Click Next. I'm going to accept the terms and conditions, and then I'm going to click finish. All right, and there we go. So our profile is set up. And so this is kind of important because we have a profile key here. And then here on the last tab here, we have our commands for Linux ARM, and for Windows. And so today we're going to be doing Linux. Linux and Linux ARM are essentially the same commands. It's just Linux ARM is for like PLCs, Raspberry Pis. It's embedded Linux, essentially. So I'm going to open up my Windows PowerShell here, and I'm already connected to my Linux device. I've already SSH'd into it. So what I'm literally going to do, this is really easy. Security is probably the easiest one you're going to do with MicroAI, is I'm going to copy these commands, click that copy button. I'm going to come here. I'm going to paste them, and then it just starts. And then so now we've downloaded the package. We've allowed the main program to be executable. So now we are going to run the main program with our API key that was in the profile. So if you didn't have the API key, you can always go back to the profile and copy it there. But if you put in these commands here, it automatically just has it there for you. So I'm going to hit enter, put in my password, and there we go. So now we have our training mode set. And again, our training mode is only going to be for 50 seconds, so this should be pretty quick. It should go by pretty quickly. So we see there, devices activated successfully. So I'm going to come back to Launchpad here. I'm going to go to devices. And here we go. So here's our new device. My Linux Security, it's the profile there. So if I go to apps, security monitoring, we should see it there, but I'm going to come back to PowerShell. So we can see all the devices starting. All right, starting sub-process, starting all the sub-processes. So it's not sending data yet. Once it starts training, it'll start sending data to the dashboard. And so once it starts training, we'll be able to see our device light up over here, and it'll tell us that it's ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and click refresh. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. So we have our device here, and the device is training. Okay, so here is our security dashboard, and right now the device is training, so we're not getting a lot of data coming in just because it is training. But let's see here. Okay, we got some time. Each one of these dots is 1 second of training. And remember, we set it for 50 seconds just to be really, really fast. And since I set it for 50 seconds, just so you know that that's not a lot of training time, so I might get some abnormal behavior just because we've basically said that one cycle is 5 seconds. Because we want to train it for 10 times a normal cycle. But right here, I'm going to explain these dashboards. So our device status is right here. It's on. Number of alarms set. No alarms right now because it's still in training. It'll show CPU usage, net upload, net download. Our security score over here will be graphs of CPU usage percentage. You'll see device details like active ports, different types of connection. You'll see RAM usage in percentage, network upload and download in megabytes here. You'll have two different graphs there. This behavior matrix will show all the channels that we're monitoring as different bars, and they'll light up as abnormalities happen. So like if a hacker tries to scan the ports or anything like that. Here's the health score as it's still training. We'll have different channel data over here. So the channels will all be grouped up into one. So we'll have like the hardware channels here on the first one, network channels here on the second one. Then we'll have the map, and the alarms will be down here in the notifications. So let's go back here. Still training just for a little bit. I won't keep you guys here for too long, but essentially that's all you have to do for security. You have to make a profile. You have to pick your OS. In this case, we picked Linux. Copy the command, put it in the terminal for your Linux device, and it's ready to go. It'll start up right away. But that's our video for Linux security and how to create a profile for security. Congratulations, guys. You've now set up your Linux device for security monitoring with MicroAI. We look forward to seeing you in our future videos, and we'll see you then.